The following is a fan-based story. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet are owned by Gamefreak, Nintendo, and the Pokemon Company. Please support the official release. Are you sure you're going to be okay alone?
Nimona, I'll be fine. Trust me. It's only the initial shock of the building. And you helped a lot more than you probably realize.
The pair had reached the town of Los Platos, a small town made up of only a couple houses and a Pokemon Center. The call in question was from Nimona's parents, and she really needed to take it, but she really didn't want to leave Alejandro's side, especially after his moment on the lighthouse. But Alejandro insisted he knew his limits better than anyone else.
Are you sure you're sure? Like, really sure? Like, really sure?
Nimona, I'm fine. You won't even be gone that long.
I know, but...
Just take the call, Nimona.
Nimona gave him a concerned look, but eventually caved. She just wanted him to be safe, but she needed to take this call, and she figured she could trust him. With great amounts of hesitation, she left Alejandro and went a good distance away to answer her phone. Alejandro stood still as he watched Nimona talk to her parents. He felt a small pain in his chest as he saw her smile and laugh, giving a small frown to no one in particular.
Wonder what you're doing, you miserable excuse of a father.
Ha 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 ha! I hate my sons! I am evil!
Yeah, that sounds like him.
Elsewhere,
Ha 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 ha! I hate my sons! I am evil!
Should we do something?
No, he does this all the time. Just let it pass. I mean, all hail gets us, true ruler of Team Plasma.
We don't get paid enough for this.
You're getting paid?
Alejandro shuddered at the thought of him. Not out of fear, but out of annoyance. As soon as he snapped out of it, he realized there was a big pair of eyes just staring at him. He blinked for a second before the eyes retracted to reveal a figure. A bird. A bright pink bird, with a very long neck, straight and small legs, and a very silly look in its eyes.
Hi. What are you?
Alejandro took out his Pokedex to find that this was a Flamigo, a flying fighting type Pokemon. It squawked curiously at him, trying to mimic his pose, which was just crossing of arms, but considering the bird only had wings, it couldn't really effectively pull it off. It made Alejandro smile though. The mimicking of Alejandro's actions made him laugh, so he attempted to screw with the bird. He stuck his arm out, and the Flamigo did the same with its wing. He stuck his leg out, and the Flamigo did the same with its own. Then, he did a twirl. The Flamigo's legs entangled in a huge spiral, looking like it was just about to fall over, but never did. It had astonishingly good balance.
Phew, you're a fun one, pretty birdie.
Before he could play more with the bird, a large bull-like roar suddenly made him look to the right. He looked to his right to see a charging Tauros heading straight for him. A Paldean one, not a Cantonian one. He quickly grabbed the Flamigo and pushed it out of the way, taking out a Pokeball. The Tauros roared as it turned around, ready to charge once more at his target.
You stay behind, Flamigo. I'll protect you.
The Flamigo turned its head curiously. It was almost impressed. The human had just tried to save it, even though it was far weaker than the Tauros. This curiosity and intrigue made the Flamigo do something it's never done before. Its eyes flashed a red light before it dashed in front of the Tauros mid-charge, slamming it into the dirt with an axe kick to the head. Alejandro's eyes widened as the Tauros was knocked out cleanly, its eyes even spinning from the damage.
Never mind. I guess you got it handled. Nice kick, though. Would love someone like you on my team.
Alejandro snickered a bit, the Flamigo trying to mimic it as best it could. This just caused him to snicker even more. He eventually went to try and walk away, giving his goodbyes, but the Flamigo began to rub its head on his waist like it was searching for something.
You okay there, Flamigo? What are you...
The Flamigo pecked a Pokeball that was on his waist, causing it to open and catch the Flamigo. There wasn't even a shake, like it was just instantly accepted. Alejandro took the ball and held it with a confused look, but it quickly turned to one of gratitude.
Okay. I guess I did say I'd like to have someone like you on my team. Oh, you need a name.
He was struggling for a minute, somehow not coming up with a good bird pun. But he also didn't want it to be a bird pun because this thing actually kind of saved him, and he wanted to give it a nice name. A nice, pretty name, something that really shone. Then he looked at the crater that the Flamigo caused, the Tauros still sitting in it, the overall shape looking like a star. This gave him an idea.
Well, I guess you did shine pretty bright. Alright, let's see. Stars. Oh! How about Estrella? It's traditional for star.
The ball flashed a bit as he gave it a small smile, Estrella obviously liking the name. 3 slots out of 6, covering fire, dark, steel, flying, and fighting. Not a bad lineup. Severely incomplete, though.
I need more Pokemon. I wonder if Cora is still...
Hey! I saw that Flamigo! Fight me, you, now, powerful bird, caw now!
Okay.
Nemona sent out Sprig, who prepared to release an attack, Alejandro sending out his new friend in response.
Come on, Estrella, show me what you've got! Wing attack!
Before Nemona could even retort, or realize that sending out her small grass cat was not a good option for the bird that just wrecked a Tauros, a sharp sweep of Estrella's wings knocked out Sprig in one hit.
Probably could have thought that through a bit more. Grass is not good against birds.
Don't let your excitement overtake your skills.
Nemona sent out a new Pokemon, a small electric-type marsupial Pokemon named Palmy.
Oh, don't worry about me and Momo.
Nemona took out a shiny black orb with a glowing crystal inside. Alejandro eyed the ball with a look of curiosity. What could be up Nemona's sleeve now?
It's time we give you a special introduction to Paldea's own special phenomenon. Time to hit you with a terrestrialized Pokemon!
She threw the ball with all her might, barely going far at all, as the ball exploded above the creature, pillars of the same crystal shining bright before shattering, revealing a crystalline texture on Palmy, matching a giant yellow crystal light bulb on its head.
Hit him with the spark! Now with extra sparkly power!
Alejandro chuckled at the bad pun, but was surprised when the spark one-shot Estrella.
Well, that's not fair. A bad pun to distract me from a super effective move? Fine then. Go all out, Espada!
Espada jumped into the air, a flash of red and silver light dashing behind Nemona's Palmy, sharpening his blades as the Terra Crown on Palmy's head exploded. Nemona looked in awe and excitement as she returned the defeated Pokemon to her ball.
Whoa! I couldn't even follow him! He's that strong?
Espada and I have been through a lot together. And he's taken on way stronger than a Palmy.
Alejandro chuckled. Espada was way stronger than any other Pawniard at his age. He'd been with Alejandro for years now, and although he mostly stayed out of battles in his previous adventures, he still trained with some of the strongest Pokemon Alejandro met.
So, how'd you do that? I know about terrestrialization, changing or boosting type damage to a specific Terra type, but I never did find out how to use it myself.
Nemona gave him a confused look before her eyes widened in realization.
Right! I forgot you wouldn't have access to a Terra Orb.
A Terra what?
A Terra Orb. It has a small crystal inside that releases the Terra energy inside a Pokemon, changing into its Terra type. But once you use it, you gotta recharge it at a Pokemon Center. Balance and design and stuff.
Feels like they just don't want you spamming this in every fight, but couldn't find a good way to properly limit usage.
Nemona shrugged as she opened her phone, tapping away to happily text at someone.
I'm messaging Clavel now. He's putting in an order for your own Terra Orb.
Why do you have Clavel's number?
Well, I'm the student council president, but also he needs a positive influence to explain the internet. You know how lingo and slang get nowadays.
Her phone buzzed in response, getting a laugh out of her. She turned the phone to reveal what Clavel had sent.
You got it, fam-ho. Yoler. We'll have the kush in no time. Peace.
Alejandro laughed a bit, but then he realized the implications of Clavel and the internet.
Probably shouldn't have the director of the academy calling people hoes.
Yeah, it's a work in progress. He's getting better. Slowly, but, you know, progress is progress.
They each laughed a small bit, and then walked towards the large gates of Mezagoza.
If you really want to know what the kids are doing, try this game out.
Nemona, I don't understand video games.
Double kill, triple kill, overkill, kill, atrocity, kill, catastrophe, kill, apocalypse, killionaire.
Oh, never mind. I seem to have figured it out.
Alright, here we are. Welcome to Mezagoza. It's a world-famous trade hub, but what I love most of all is the food!
Nimona had a sandwich with ham cut from a well-fed and kept shiny Lechonk, mushrooms cultivated by Toad School in a private greenhouse, mayonnaise from the psychic glands of an Alolan executor, spicy pepper flakes personally cultivated from an exceptionally spicy Scovillain, and pickles, all wrapped within a loaf of bread that was baked for 30 days straight, like smoking meat. Alejandro had a sandwich with everything.
Love me a good Omniwich. Thanks for paying, Nimona.
No worries. It's on my parents' card.
Somewhere else,
Sir, you have a sudden charge of over $6,000 on, quote, the sandwich? And then there's a smiley face next to it. That's my girl.
Alejandro inhaled the sandwich, his mouth extending like an Ekans to devour the entire thing. Nimona gave him an odd stare as he patted his stomach, satisfied. She then moved her gaze to Espada, who shrugged. She took a couple bites of her sandwich before they heard some distant shouting.
Wonder what that's all about.
Hopefully not some Team Star nonsense. Those guys are everywhere now.
Oh my Arceus, I am so over evil teams. What's their deal? Wanting Pokemon liberation? Using a legendary to enter a mysterious realm for no fucking reason? Wanting to use a legendary for endless energy to solve a problem 3,000 years in the future?
No, they... What? Who would do that? That doesn't make any sense. No one would ever do that.
Yeah, you'd fucking think that, wouldn't you?
Anyway, they're a bunch of rogue students. Some thugs, bullies, and assholes, that's all. We've been trying to find a way to deal with them, but they've been growing a bit too fast. Plus, their bases have been practically untouchable. The director might have to expel thousands of students at this rate.
Alejandro was genuinely surprised when he heard that. It was that bad? But Clavel wouldn't go that far. Right? The shouting suddenly got louder.
Don't you get it? If you join Team Star, you can shine bright as anybody!
Nimona sighed as she stood up, obviously incredibly annoyed.
I should probably go deal with that. Sorry about this.
You can sit back down. I got this.
Really?
Yeah, finish your meal. Wasting food is the biggest crime anyone can commit. Also murder. Murder is bad. Actually, there's a lot of crimes that are pretty bad, like...
Alejandro.
Right, sorry, stay you here. You know what I mean.
Alejandro stood up and walked to the cause of the commotion, giving Nimona a confident smirk and wave as he did. She shrugged a bit before taking another bite of her sandwich. At the center of the town, in a large battle court, stood 3 people. 2 were in obvious grunt outfits, being the school uniform with the given helmet, but it had star goggles and a tie with a star design on it. The helmet and shirt also had a strange golden logo on it, said logo being a solid star, shining bright in the sun.
What's with you? Don't you want to burn bright with awesome friends like us?
No.
The third person said in a slightly annoyed tone. She was a decently small girl in glasses, with blue and red hair, a gray sweater with a Pokeball on it, a small frill of a skirt underneath said sweater, and gray pants with red plus and blue minus symbols on it. Unlike the rest of her normal look, on her back was a backpack that was in the perfect resemblance of an Eevee.
Look, we got a quota we're supposed to fill for new members, so just sign up already.
I'd rather not. Now piss off.
You're frustratingly persistent.
Feels like I should be saying something about pots and kettles right now.
The grunt growled in anger as he grabbed her arm forcibly. The girl's stare got even more intense as a faint black and red mist surrounded her body. Behind her glasses, her eyes shone red as she glared menacingly at the one who grabbed her.
Unless you want to know what's life like ambidextrous, I suggest you let go.
The grunt immediately let go as Alejandro snickered, drawing attention to himself.
Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to interrupt. Just love that threat. Antidextrous. That's a new one. So creative.
Eh? And who the helium tower are you?
No one in particular. Just someone who can't stand bullies. Nor people who go way too far when someone says no.
The girl raised an eyebrow at that, intrigued. Her eyes then widened, somehow realizing who he was. Alejandro cracked his knuckles as he sent out Estrella, who hovered over him menacingly.
Bullies and... what? Clearly, you don't know who we are. Team Star is...
If I have to hear another speech from a possibly evil team about why they're actually good, I am going to kick off the nearest grunt's head like a football!
Like the one with goals or touchdowns?
Both! One for each of you!
His aura flared up for a moment, showing more black than red as he yelled. The grunts took a step back from the pressure, but quickly got out Pokeballs, not thinking for a moment that this burst who just hit them with an ethereal force could be dangerous.
Take him out, Strudel.
Him hard, young goose.
They both called out for their Pokemon, only for them to be met with 2 swift kicks, knocking them out and cracking the bricks of the courtyard with their bodies. Both grunts returned their Pokemon and glared at Alejandro, somehow still not seeing that he was a serious threat.
You've made an enemy with stars today. Watch your back from now on, or else a war is upon you.
Alejandro stamped his foot loudly, a large flash of black and red aura fully blazing outward as he stared at the 2 grunts with a deadly expression, causing the 2 to flinch. The girl behind him was enthralled with the flash of colors, the mixture of the darkest black and the deepest red, drawing her gaze like a moth to a flame. His red eyes shone at them, matching his new mysterious aura, as Estrella mimicked his menacing look.
You won't be the first evil team I've annihilated, so go ahead, try your luck, and pray to whatever god you want. No amount of space between us will save you. No amount of time will matter. There isn't a place in this world, or any other, that you can escape to.
The sky darkened as a flash of lightning ran across the sky, thunder booming after it. The 2 grunts finally understood what they were up against, both looking at each other before bolting in the opposite direction.
Hasta la vista, jackass!
They tripped down the stairs, crashing their way down before running as far as they could, probably to bitch their team leaders.
If Nimona says these guys are really that big of a problem, she's definitely gonna need a hand with them. Looks like I got my work cut out for me. Again. Well, again, cause Macrocosm.
Hey.
His train of thought was interrupted by the girl. She shyly rubbed the back of her neck with an uncomfortable look.
Thanks. Or whatever. You're Alejandro, right? I'm Penny. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too! Wait, how did you know my name?
Penny seemed to panic for a moment before regaining her composure.
You were all anyone could talk about online. Some new kid who aced the top exams. That isn't common.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, bye!
Wait!
Alejandro stopped for a moment as Penny tried to say something, clearly incredibly socially awkward behind her cold attitude.
I don't have a lot of friends. Can we... I don't know. Do you like coffee? I like coffee. Maybe we can hang out for some coffee. Only if you're into coffee. Probably should have waited for your answer. Sorry. I like sandwiches. Do you like sandwiches?
Alejandro grabbed her hands with stars in his eyes, getting a bit too close, causing Penny to blush a bit.
Oh, absolutely! I love food! I would love to eat food with you!
Okay. I'll see you later, alligator. Sorry, I don't know how to... Yeah, okay, bye.
Penny mentally grabbed herself by her own throat, shaking herself out of embarrassment. Penny's socially awkward nature made Alejandro smile a bit, smirking as he called out to her.
In a while, crocodile.
In the distance, Penny stopped for a moment, smiling sweetly as she tried to hide her flushed face with her hands.
Fucking cute bastard.
How's class going?
Terrible. I just want to stab everybody there.
Okay, just don't get any blood on your clothes.
You shouldn't be condoning this.
Don't tell me how to live my life.